Ooh-wee! What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakey, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakey podcast. You know I got another banger for you, so kick back, relax, and come take a ride with your boy. If this is your first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. Man, we already got the comments firing off. What's up, YouTube? Already got the comments rocking, man. So I put out a video earlier. I know some of you guys saw about Caitlin Clark and how she dismissed the rivalry, saying the media is building up this rivalry between her and Angel Reese, and there's no actual rivalry, but she did acknowledge how it has continued to grow the game. And these two, I think, will be tied together for the rest of the time, man. The rest of the time they're in the WNBA. We already got some comments. Let's see here. Caitlin, has she separated herself from the rest of the field for the Rookie of the Year? YouTube says everyone is competing for second place for Rookie of the Year. CC is fire. I could see her having the most threes and assists in the league this year. She just started really playing consistent and people are winning. CC has 16 blocks this season. That's actually amazing. The defense has improved tremendously. The defense has improved tremendously. I have to admit, and I love seeing that effort from her. The Fever are on a 4-game win streak right now. They are one of the hottest teams in the nation. We went live last night and talked about it more in depth. Some people are very impressed with the way this offense is flowing, especially against the Sky the last time that they played. So the last time these teams matched up earlier this week, it was 91 to 83, and you just looked at the balanced offensive attack of the Indiana Fever, man. They are coming together at the right time. You had Aaliyah Boston with 15 and 14, leading the way. Caitlin Clark led all scorers that game with 22 points. And as far as like the rivalry though, like it is something that has been created not only just between CC and Angel Reese, but these two squads. I mean, Kennedy Carter added to that whenever she bulldozed Caitlin Clark in the first meet. There is definitely some pressure here. And like we mentioned the last game, Leah Boston had 19, 14, and 4. Caitlin Clark led all scorers with 23 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. This was one of the most efficient games we saw from Clark this past season. Or this season, I should say. On the other side, Angel Reese, 11 points, 5 assists, 13 rebounds. Solid outing for her. And Camila Cardoso had a double-double in this contest. Now, the Fever are already up 2-0 in this series already, man. And I know, of course, the players are going to brush this off as just another game, but when you think about the viewers and everybody tuning in and the storylines, this is so much bigger than that. This is the Rookie of the Year race. This dates back to their college years 2 years ago. Like, there is a lot on the line for this game. And this is much more than just your normal regular season game. But you look at it, and the Fever have had tremendous success against the Sky, man. 2-0 already. They are playing their best basketball of the year. They took their lumps early in the season, man, playing some of the top competition in the entire WNBA. Brandon, welcome in, welcome in. He says the Sky are trash. Get them out of here. The Fever have 2 wins already over the Sky, but man, it's hard, dang near impossible to beat a team 3 times. And this game is in Chicago. Indiana, Indiana struggled to start the year because their schedule was brutal. They barely had time to practice. Indiana will keep getting better. They will make the playoffs. Bold statement. Indiana will keep getting better. They will make the playoffs. I definitely think they have a shot at the playoffs, Brandon. I must admit, they're on this 4-game winning streak. They are beating some of the bottom of the barrel teams. They're winning the games they're supposed to. But that 5 games in 8 days was insane. It was insane. They did no favors to Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. And I think too they've overcome mediocre coaching. Leroy, welcome back. He says CC has a coach and teammates not for her. She rarely has screens set for her. She also primarily has to create her own shots because her teammates very rarely pass to her. Yeah, they're all ISO buckets, and it sucks, man, because we saw at Iowa how good she was off ball when they were setting screens, doing backdoor cuts, having some motion. The Fever offense really has no motion for the most part. And Kaylin is definitely getting all her points one-on-one in ISO or in the pick and roll. They run no sets for her, and it's really a disservice to her shooting, to be honest. Yes, we seen JC Sheldon got her first start with Dallas. They have been battling injuries. They've been getting killed on the boards, and they don't have much help available right now to really anchor that ship for the weekend. Surprising though, man. Surprising. Dallas has definitely been a disappointment. But like you said, they have battled some injuries. The WNBA is starting to protect Clark more now. They saw the way teams were targeting her. She's getting more calls now too. Definitely, I definitely think they missed a couple and one she could have had on those layups, man, on the fast break. She looked great, good in transition. They're playing faster. I definitely think the physicality has been lessened on her for sure. Maybe the league is, guarding and protecting their investment because they know the eyes and the views that she's bringing in on a nightly basis. But yeah, I think too with her distributing the ball and getting more players involved, we haven't seen many of those double teams. Yes, Aaliyah Boston is finally in shape. We were calling for it, guys. With the real Aaliyah Boston stand up, and for the last 2 weeks, she has really come alive. She looks in shape. Her and Clark have been elite in that pick and roll, and she's become the focal point of the offense. I don't know if just dominating the paint against teams like the New York Liberty or the Connecticut Sun is going to work. I'm expecting Clark to get more shots as the season gets deeper and they get close to playoff. Because I mean, honestly, there shouldn't be a game where Clark is taking less than like 20 shots, and she really hasn't been getting a lot of shot opportunities. On the other side, like we've been talking about this rookie of the year race, Alyssa Smith is a baller. She's a very mobile power forward. Yes, absolutely. She gets up and down the court. And I'll say, too, man, Smith and Boston have been a lot better on defense the last couple of games. Without Caitlin Clark getting her rebound, CC would rarely score. You have the best shooter on the planet not having teammates pass her the ball. The team is trash until they can share the ball. Yeah, they definitely got to get her more shots, Leroy. I agree. The big knock on Caitlin has been the turnovers, and the big knock on Angel Reese is the field goal percentage, which is terrible, man. She's shooting less than 40% from the field when most of her shots are at the basket, playing a lot of ping pong. It's not pretty to watch, but she's a grinder. She's a hustler. I think she's firmly in that second spot for the Rookie of the Year race. The Chicago Sky, I think, play hard. That first game we saw, it was 71-70. And that was when Indy was really figuring things out. But there's a look at the first game that Indy edged out as well. Like we said, 2-0 on the year against the Sky. Kelsey Mitchell is definitely a good scorer. She's an elite scorer and one of the best that we've seen, but she does not pass that rock. She did have a couple assists last night, or 2 nights ago, though, so definitely got to give her some credit against the Dream. But, man, Kelsey, I just don't know if Kelsey Mitchell is the long-term answer at the shooting guard position like the backcourt mate to Caitlin Clark. They are both very good individually. I don't feel like they complement each other as a duo. The biggest thing that will help Clark is Indiana needs to play better defense so they can get in transition and Clark can get more open threes. Yo, we saw them causing havoc, getting turnovers the last game, and she hit a couple fast break threes. But I definitely think they got to step up the defense. They got to play quicker in general. They're playing like this half court 80s offense right now, and it's worked for the last 4 games, but eventually Coach Sides is going to have to get off her keister and make some adjustments. But I'm expecting them to win this game tomorrow. But it's tough to beat a team 3 times, man. And I am a fan of Marina Mabry, who lit the Fever up last game. There's a look at Caitlin Clark's stats right now as of today. Leading all rookies, points and assists. What are some of y'all's expectations for the game tomorrow, realistically? Yeah, okay. You feel like Timmy's the best player on the team? Definitely fundamentally sound. She runs like a gazelle for sure. She is ready to catch and finish. That is definitely her. That's definitely her. That's Caitlin's Hannah Stokey in the NBA, WNBA for sure. She runs like a gazelle. I love how she's already ready to catch and finish. I think the Fever make that number 7 or number 8 spot, but IDK of Chicago can make the playoffs. Fever versus Sky tomorrow at 3. Yes, it's going to be a good one. The Sky are coming off a win. They finally stopped their losing streak. And this is one of those games, man, where they can build momentum and really, really turn their season around. There's a look at Angel Reese's stats right there. Still playing a lot of bully ball. But Camila Cardoso is spotting her edge in that offense, carving out a role. She's been pretty good for them since she got going in the WNBA, since her, coming back from injury. Marina Mabry has scored the basketball pretty well against the Fever as well. Both teams have had success against each other. It's been a hard-fought game both times. But the Fever, last time they matched up, offense was firing on all cylinders. Kelsey Mitchell has been on fire from the field, y'all. Boston is playing better, but she doesn't fit that well with Clark because she can't shoot consistently. Clark doesn't have very good spacing. No, and Aaliyah Boston can shoot the three. It's just not reliable right now. She definitely can knock down the three, though, and spread the floor. She's a great passer out of the post. I think the biggest discrepancy with their flow, though, is the speed. Because Boston is not a player that's going to be really good in transition and get up and down the court like a team or a Alyssa Smith would. They've got the personnel to play fast. I think Timmy might be back. She hit the half court shot at practice today. Yeah, I did hear. I did hear that she was supposed to be back. Hey Theo, welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate you joining us. Yeah, Mabry can flat out shoot the rock. She plays with that tenacity too. I like players with a little bit of fire to their game. Erica Wheeler should not be touching the floor, man. Tomorrow, if Wheeler and Mitchell play keep away from Clark, they are going to lose. Cardoso is much more athletic than Angel. If they play half court UConn basketball, the Fever will lose. Yeah, they got to play quick because if they try to play bully ball with the Sky, I don't think it's going to work. The Sky are a pretty good defensive team. Cardoso is an elite defender, and I think honestly, Cardoso is just scratching the surface, man. She's super skilled. She's definitely more skilled than Angel Reese. Reese is just a bully down there. She misses that first shot and she gets a lot of second chance opportunities. As a look, and the last time these teams match up, Cardoso had a double-double, 10 and 10. But it does, Leroy, I agree, it does feel like Mitchell and Wheeler are definitely freezing Caitlin out at times. And it's really weird energy, especially for two vets that are supposed to be leaders in the locker room. There's like a disconnect there. What are some other expectations for this game tomorrow? It's going to be a huge contest. It's tough. Like, if they go up 3-0 in this regular season series, this is a chance for the Fever to really continue this win streak with a favorable schedule, and for Caitlin Clark to really put the dagger in the Rookie of the Year talk. Like, she could really pull away with a big game here. And Aaliyah Boston was getting busy the last time. She was bullying Cardoso and Angel Reese last time. Alyssa Smith also got going. And I think the front court right now definitely has to go edge to the Fever. But I do think the Fever have to play fast because if this turns into a half court battle, I like the Sky. They're at home. That crowd is going to be rocking. It's going to be a lot of Sky fans. It's going to be sold out. I'm surprised this was not moved to United Airlines. It's going to be a really, really loud, but also like a Caitlin Clark pro crowd. I feel like too. There's going to be, I mean, Iowa and Indiana are right there, so definitely expect a lot of CC jerseys in there as well. But Chicago really gets behind the Sky. Brandon says the Fever aren't playing keep away from Clark. Clark is just getting so much defensive attention. It's opening up shots for other players. Okay, interesting take. I do like that their other weapons are being established because we're seeing a lot less double teams on them. They do have other weapons, and that's the way they're going to win. But I do think that they should draw more plays up for her, for sure, especially off ball. Just get her more shots by any means. It's up to the coach to create some space. There's just not a lot of motion with their offense. There's a lot of ball watching. And Chicago really likes to get up and down the floor, too. And they're trying to cause turnovers, get transition buckets. And I love Coach Teresa Witherspoon. She's a really great coach. She's a way better coach than Coach Sides. Brandon in chat, the Fever are 0-5. It will be back. Will be heck of a storyline if they get the last season of playoffs. Yeah, I mean, starting 1-8 is nuts. And I mean, right now they are one of the hottest teams in the league. Brandon, it's not hard to figure out. Wheeler and Mitchell ran the show before CC showed up. Unfortunately, every single one of these veterans have never won their entire career. Hey man, they just do not have an identity right now. They do not have a culture. It's a lot of individuals right now, not a whole lot of teams, but man, I do think that they are clicking right now, and it actually looks like they're enjoying each other for the most part. I lived in Illinois and in Chicago area. You're right. They have supported Chicago Sky and Sears Center and New Arena. Yeah, definitely. Chicago, one of the best sports cities in the world, man. They definitely show up for theirs. Disagree. Mitchell is getting far more open shots playing with Clark. So is Wheeler. Yo, Mitchell is out there playing a lot of ISO ball. Like, she will dribble the air out the ball, but she is hitting her shots. So, I mean, you can't really knock it. She's definitely making her shots. She's really quick. Wheeler's not offering much, though, man. I'm sorry. Brandon, I respect your opinion in here, but Wheeler should not be playing over Celeste Taylor right now, or Saxton, or even Grace Berger, maybe. Like, her and Wallace really aren't bringing much to this line. Also a fan of Lexi Hole as well. Like, they have players. I just don't think they put their best lineups out there so far. But you can, hey, you winning four straight. Don't fix it if it's not broken. Brandon in chat, do y'all feel Paige Beckers will get same treatment as Clark because she's more flashy style of player and trash talker? I think her adjustment to the WNBA will be a lot better. I think it'll be a lot smoother. I think her play style already fits the game. I don't think she is disliked. I don't think she's coming in with the same amount of hype as Caitlin Clark. So I don't think she'll get the same treatment, but I do think they will definitely be physical with her, and she's definitely gonna take everybody's best shot because she's a rookie. I'm not defilling Wheeler. I'm saying she's getting more shots playing with Clark. I could agree with that. Mitchell averaging like one assist. Yeah, Mitchell does not pass the ball. She's a ball stopper. Yo, I mean, Clark came in to lead score. She's not coming in with the same, you know what I'm saying, hype. I think Beckers is more of a true point guard though, but they had her playing out of position this year because UConn was just so beat up. I disagree. She has been open several times every single game. They just won't pass to her unless you are blind or in denial. And I'm not talking about the river. Kelsey Mitchell was an all-time leading scorer in college. She never passed the ball. And why do you expect different now? Yeah, she's been a bucket forever. She has been a bucket forever. She was a bucket in college. She's a bucket now. CC the driver, AR the passenger. Just ride. I think these two are going to be tied together forever. If you were going to throw her in the corner, then trade her. Yeah, I think they just need to draw up plays for her off ball. I mean, we saw that one game. I think it was the game against the Atlanta Dream where they literally just had her feet in the post the whole game. It was crazy. It's like they have the Showtime Lakers offense ready to run, but they're playing this 1980s or Ivy League basketball offense, man. BD, welcome back. He says it's a media-driven rivalry, not based on performance but personality. Hey, I spoke about that in one of my last videos where Caitlyn completely denounced the rivalry, but understand it's definitely being used to push the game and grow the game, and it's been working. Wheeler and Mitchell don't pass in general. It has nothing to do with Clark. Literally, and it's crazy because I get it. Mitchell's a scoring guard. I get it. Like, she's jacked. But Wheeler's the backup point guard. She absolutely should be passing the ball. Salute, you make some good points, but Clark play and charisma has led the way. She came a long way right now. Hey, we're seeing that Clark is already ready to be a leader in that locker room. What I've noticed is that CC has started to win over her teammates. Her team is playing much harder now. Definitely agree with that, BD. Leroy says, you just made my point. CC is second all time in assists NCAA, which proves she's not one dimensional. She had many triple doubles. That is a false narrative and very discriminatory. She definitely is one of the most well rounded players. I think it was amazing, man. Her court vision and how quickly she got the ball out with them outlet passes. That's why they need to play fast, man, because she be threading the needle. And she's always been active on the glass. I think the most improvement, though, has been on the defensive side, to be honest. The Fever didn't have much time to practice early in the year. It will be interesting to see how the offenses evolves when they have more time to work. Yeah, playing those 5 games in 8 days was nuts. And y'all got to remember, these players that are rookies are coming in fresh off the NCAA tournament. I grew up in the same area as Clark. I'm not naive. She's not a better player than Sabrina. That's cool, or be honest too. Nah, yeah, I gotta drop the line. I gotta draw the line there. I'm not ready to put Clark over Sabrina. I don't know about that, Brandon. I don't know about that. I do not feel like she's overrated. Sabrina's the real deal. She's a bucket. She's definitely one of the better guards in the league. She's overrated. She's never shot consistently in games, and her defense is horrible. She's not that good of a playmaker. She's a solid playmaker. She's a solid playmaker. I wouldn't say she's not Chelsea Gray level, but she's definitely capable of running the offense. And she shoots at a high volume. She's led the league in 3-point makes like the last 2 seasons. She shoots a lot of threes. Inconsistent at times, I'll definitely give you. But I'm definitely not ready to put Clark over Sabrina. Not yet. Not saying it can't happen, but not as of today. I think the Fever season changed. Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's definitely far from an elite defender. I don't think she's a liability, though. No, she's not. Clark is not better than Sabrina Ionescu, and I grew up in Iowa. I think the Fever season changed when Kennedy Carter fouled her. The public outcry coupled with the backlash her teammates got for not defending her, I think changed the dynamic of their season. Okay? I think it definitely, that foul changed the dynamic of this rivalry too. Because they be wanting to smoke with the Scott. Ionescu's career shooting percentage is 41%. She's overrated. My T girl, welcome in, welcome in. Fever plays better when the offensive scoring isn't put solely in Clark's hands. Passing to Mitchell, Boston, and Smith is a better scheme. She has the best vision in the W. Definitely elite court vision. She's definitely got elite court vision. They've looked good in the pick and roll. They've looked good in transition. She's good in space, making decisions, pushing the defense on their heels. But yeah, they definitely have multiple scoring options. It's good that, you know what I'm saying? It's good that it's not falling all on Clark because we're not seeing those double teams anymore. So those other players scoring are definitely going to open up things. I just want to see more screens off ball, man. More backdoor cuts. Like, let's get some motion. 16 blocks on defense is amazing for a guard. The blocks, the rebound, and her defense is really has stepped up, man. Her defense is really stepped up. Ionescu is a horrible defender. People forget Mitchell was fresh off an injury and Boston showed up completely out of shape. That she did. CC was thrown into the fire as a rookie getting face-up defenses for 90 feet. Not even veterans face that. Yeah, especially like when they played the Connecticut Sun, Dejanay Carrington was all up in her grill. And shout out Dejanay, Defensive Player of the Year in my opinion. Clark is such a good shooter. They should run her off screens and find other ways to get her open shots too. Definitely. We saw how good she was at that in Iowa. Yeah, Sabrina's definitely a hooper. I cannot condone those comments. Sabrina is a hooper, straight up. She's a baller, yo. Definitely one of the best guards in the league. Clark, she had to carry the team. She should be used differently on the Fever. I think she's definitely multi-dimensional. And if you have Wheeler in the game, play Clark off ball and let her offense get going if you got 2 point guards out there. But I think Iowa's system fit Clark very well, and her teammates did what they needed to do. Brandon, Caitlin Clark's shooting percentage has been between 37 and 39%. Yeah, bro, Sabrina is knocked down. Clark is getting there. But Clark is streaky. She'll get hot. Clark is a rookie. Ionescu is not. Clark is getting doubled on every play, too. I think we've seen less of the double teams now that these other players are scoring, which is smart. You know, she's picking defenses apart. Ionescu has a far better team around her. Clark, she gets more open looks. He definitely gets more open looks, but I think her team also does a good job of scheming to get her open looks. She's constantly in motion moving around the court when she doesn't have the ball. And that's why she be getting open looks too. But it doesn't hurt having Stewie and John Kell Jones down there in the paint for sure. Brandon Katz, no matter, we talking on shooting percentage. For sure. For sure. The numbers never lie. Clark is a far better passer and playmaker than Ionescu. Clark is too slow and have no athleticism. When she has to create shots over lockdown defenders like Benajar, Laney Hamilton, and Dejanay Carrington, yo, they were putting crazy pressure on her. And that was the thing. I think she's getting better with the push-offs and creating space. But yeah, these are definitely the most athletic players she's seen. And those defenders that you named, Monty Girl definitely gave her fits. Clark's passing and ball handling is very underrated. I don't think her passing is underrated, Brandon. I think people are very aware that she has elite court. AB is a mini female Shaq. She was down there bullying Cardoso and Angel Reese last game, man. They wanted no smoke with her. Her teammates at Iowa are underrated. Kate Martin has always been good. Kate Martin, Hannah Stokey had a big sophomore year. Molly Davis was really good. Sydney Falter. Now Iowa had some hoopers. Them girls can't move her around that like that. Yeah, yeah, they really can't. Aaliyah Boston's a grown woman down there. Kate Martin was not that good. Bro, Brandon, come on, man. The supporting cast was solid, bro. Kate Martin definitely was pretty solid. She was good, man. She was crucial. She was closing out games for them in the NCAA tournament. We weren't even expecting her to make the WNBA. I don't care what she's averaging. She not only made the WNBA, got drafted, got put on the two-time defending champs, made the team when the NCAA's a top four scorer, Deasia Fair, got cut, and Kate Martin made the team, carved out a role. Y'all think her passing was underrated in college? I mean, the numbers didn't lie. She's one of the all-time greatest passers ever. Walking triple-double. I mean, she got Hannah Stokey 12 points a game just off fast breaks, hitting her in stride. She is a quarterback. Hey, what's up, John? Welcome back. How do you think Camilla's doing so far? I think she's just scratching the surface. She's had 2 solid games against the Fever, and I don't think they truly have an answer for her. I think she's super skilled. She needs a go-to move, but I think she's a lot more skilled than Angel is right now at this point. I think truly she's the better player, and she's coming back off an injury. I like what I've seen from Camilla. I think in the next 2 to 3 years, she could be a completely different player. I think she's got all-star potential. Clark got Iowa's players open shots. I agree with that. But Kate Martin was also getting it off the dribble, creating. Kate Martin was the captain of the Iowa's team. Yeah, she had big respect. Kate Martin was a hooper, man. They do not get back to the championship without Kate Martin. Especially when Molly Davis went down. Kate Martin really stepped up. The Aces bench is horrible. It wasn't that hard for Martin to make the team. I mean, if it wasn't that hard, why didn't Deasia Fair make the team? I would say Deasia Fair overall is a better player than Kate Martin. She just wasn't a better fit for the roster for the Aces. Kate Martin plays defense. She knocks down threes, and she plays smart basketball. She knows her role. They did just add Jessica Williams, added another big, but I think they should have kept Deasia Fair. I agree, though, Brandon. Their bench is terrible. Saheed, welcome back. Clark's game is like a mix of Steph and Larry Bird. Can shoot from way behind, like Steph. Good rebounder, especially for her position and passes like Bird. She is definitely a great rebounder for her position. The Aces should try to add some depth through trades. Their only weakness is their bench. Even with Grave back, it's weak. Yeah, it's definitely weak. Olsen isn't giving them much either. They could use a spark. I don't think they should. They prematurely cut Deasia Fair, though. Clark is not the type of guard who makes things happen offensively like a Kyrie Irving. As a rookie, she's better passing to experienced vets. Sue Bird's whole career was passing. And she definitely doesn't have that Kyrie Irving in her, for sure. Malaysia Poole Wiley, I think, got that Kyrie Irving in her. The reason why Iowa was great and most importantly won is because they played as a team and had a great coach. They had a 40-year winning culture. The Fever have had mostly a 20-year losing culture. Yeah, yeah. The Fever don't have really an identity right now. The Aces wanted Martin because of her shooting. I think so, and her defense has been really good. Fair was too short compared to Martin. Yeah, I mean, the height was definitely a problem, but could she not give them instant offense off the bench? Because, I mean, that's what they're missing. Alicia Clark has been pretty good, but the bench is not, overall, is not giving them much. Kate Martin has been solid, though. I think she's done what they've asked of her to do. But, yeah, I agree, Leroy. Coach Lisa Bluter, they had that system already put in place, and Clark just fit it perfectly. She turned the reins loose, man. That's why they need to get Christy Sods out of there. She got Clark kind of in shackles a little bit right now. But I do think Deasia Fair finds her way back into the league somewhere. I think there's space for her. But what are some of y'all's other expectations, man? We got some great combo going here. I love hearing y'all's takes. Becky Hammond is a defensive coach. She wants two-way players. Guard under 5'8" have a hard time in the W, and those who are around 5'5", 5'6" are solid defenders. Yeah, I mean, she kind of like Dana Evans for Chicago has been good. She's a smaller guard. But yeah, I mean that's true. Kennedy Carter's kind of a smaller guard too. But yeah, you definitely have to be aggressive. That's a guard that size in the NBA and in the WNBA. You definitely have to have. You can't be a defensive liability. You got to be able to create some havoc. You definitely got to be able to create some havoc. The Liberty and Storm are both a move away from challenging the Aces. Yeah, I think, man, I really like the Liberty. I think the Storm are figuring it out. They're building chemistry a lot faster than people thought, I believe. Aces have to give Jessica Carter a good amount of minutes. Yeah, they got to give her a chance. She got in during garbage time when they were beating the Sun because it was out of reach. But yeah, I like that they picked her up. I think she can definitely provide a nice presence. Aces have to give Jessica Carter. Yep. The Liberty are playing better than the Aces. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Liberty, man, I think they have the best front court in the league. You know what I'm saying? They have a good backcourt. I like Vandersloot as well. They guard. They got to get completely healthy. But yeah, I think they have great size on the wing as well. Yeah, the Liberty are one of the hottest teams in the league right now for sure. There's no one in the WNBA who can beat a healthy Aces team right now. Jonquel Jones isn't the same player she was on the Sun when she won the MVP. She's had injuries. Man, Jonquel Jones is still elite. She's got my fantasy team on her back right now. She's been playing incredible this season. Brandon, is there a email or social media site to chat with you about content collaboration opportunities or potential? Yeah, definitely, man. All my social media is at Brandon Lee TV. Definitely check me out, and yeah, feel free to message me and let's chat. Let's talk about it. Christy Sides is an underrated coach. I've never seen that in a chat before out of all our lives. Out of every live we've had, I have not seen anybody taking up for Christy Sides. She looked like she was about to be out the door, and this team is definitely saving her job right now, cooling that hot seat. Yeah, the Aces were definitely struggling defensively, and they were playing a lot of ISO ball. The Aces are clearly better than the Liberty when healthy. I don't know if it's so clear this year. I don't know if it's so clear. But the Aces did just get Chelsea Gray back and knocked off the number one team that everybody's been saying is going to win the title this year. So, Brandon, you might have a point, to be honest with you. Brandon, you are absolutely correct. They could run a fast-paced, athletic, and transition offense. They are making a huge mistake not playing full court and using their strengths. Terrible coaching. Yeah, absolutely. Minnesota is a better team overall. Cheryl Reeves, players do their roles and more. Yeah, absolutely. They really share the basketball. They're tough defensively. They cause a lot of turnovers, get a lot of transition points. I love Nafisa Collier. You talk about underrated, man. Nafisa Collier is the real deal. Love Caleb McBride. They have a really good team. Diamond Miller, like, yeah. I love Minnesota. They're a very well balanced team. Yeah, Sod should definitely still be an assistant. I agree. Minnesota needs a second scorer. Collier has to do too much. Minnesota's a good defensive team, but their offense isn't good enough to contend. So maybe they run out of gas. Stewie and Jonquel Jones are balling out. Yeah, they absolutely are. Yep, Stewie just had a 30 ball. They're both. I think that's the best front court in the league, man. I think Jackie Young and Asia Wilson have been the best dynamic duo in the league. But as far as just front court, down low in the paint, Stewie and Jones definitely got it on lock right now. Yo, Leroy, you've been in every live. Every live. We have not seen not one person defend Christy Sides. But hey, everybody's opinion is welcome here. I'm not judging nobody. That was it just caught me off guard, is all, Montego. That's it. But yeah, the Liberty are playing great. The Connecticut Sun got humbled. They are playing great, though. The Aces, I think what hurt the Aces, too, though, is Candace Parker just retiring out of nowhere. The Aces roster is loaded. Jackie Young would average over 20 a game if she wasn't on such a loaded roster. Yeah, Jackie Young is terrific. Kelsey Plum has been a little inconsistent, but those have been the big three. Chelsea Gray has had a slow start so far coming back, but just her leadership and her presence being the key to the ignition on offense and defense, you just can't measure that in the box score. I voted for them for the All-Star team. Yeah, absolutely. Very, very well deserving. It was the FIBA organization, not size. The organization wanted to highlight Clark as a star, and their struggle showed. Clark facilitates to experienced teammates, won them 4 games. Hey, her facilitating, getting them vets involved, it don't fix it if it's not broke. It's working right now. Yep, it is. It's her second year as a head coach. Absolutely. But I think this team is outgrowing her already. Welcome in, welcome in. If this is your first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. Welcome into the Live with Brandon Blakey podcast. Aces play better when Chelsea Gray is healthy. Absolutely agree. She is the key to the ignition. Yo, her defense and her playmaking are definitely key. But yeah, Sods is a young coach with a young team. They're definitely not firing Sods, though, if they get to the playoffs. Lock that in. Jackie Young and Plum are bad defenders. Gray's defense is key for Vegas. Yeah, they definitely need Gray's leadership out there, man. She's really good on both sides. We know Asia Wilson, elite two-way player. Plum is definitely a liability on defense. I feel like Jackie Young, I won't say reliable, but she ain't out there getting cooked. They had her matched up with Jewel Lloyd the other night. She did pretty good. As long as Gray is healthy, they are a three-peat. Okay? They are definitely clicking on all cylinders again. You go down 500. Asia Wilson and Jackie Young put this team on their back. They get Gray back, and then they just completely destroy the Connecticut Sun, who only had one loss coming into this one. Never underestimate the blood of that championship DNA. WNBA has never had this many votes for their All-Star game. Yeah, it's crazy. Asia Wilson leading the way. Did y'all see her new logo that dropped? I dropped a video about that earlier. New logo coming for the A1 signature shoe in the clothing line. But yeah, man, Asia Wilson leading the way. You got Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston on that list at 2 and 3. So yeah, definitely exciting time. I'm excited to see that All-Star team play against the Olympic team and who they're gonna get to play, man. Definitely think you gotta throw in like the Dearica Hambys of the world. If Bluter was coaching with the talent they would be scoring 100 points on the regular. Just because they are winning doesn't mean they are winning as a culture. Fair enough, Leroy. I definitely think the offense would be humming with Lisa Bluter. Every year Caitlin was under Bluter, that scoring offense went higher and higher at Iowa. They were always one of the top scoring teams every year. I bet Caitlin Clark gets the most votes in the end. I could see that. I could see that. I think it was a big mistake leaving her off of the Olympic team for sure. Yes, first time in chat. We have watched few of streams. Terrific combos. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in and locking in with me. And this wouldn't be possible without any of you guys, man. So I appreciate y'all's commentary for sure. If they smart, the league will follow the NBA blueprint in marketing their one real superstar. Yeah, Adam Silver is really, really good at that. That is one thing. They will market the hell out of their stars. And Caitlin Clark is must-watch TV. We're seeing the charter flights. We're seeing extra security. We're seeing ratings, endorsement dollars being thrown in. She's a big part of that. The Liberty can't match up with the Vegas on the perimeter. Young, Plum, and Gray are much better than Vandersloot and Ionescu. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I think Angel Reese consistently averaging a double-double is a strong Rookie of the Year case. But if Indiana makes the playoff before Chicago, Clark is definitely Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Averaging a double-double is extremely impressive, and she's about to break Sylvia Fowles' single season offensive rookie or offensive rebounding record with the Sky. Angel's been really impressive in my opinion, man. She had 18 rebounds the other day. But yeah, if the Fever make the playoffs, I think their chances look a lot better than the Sky right now. If they make the playoffs, yeah, you got to give the Rookie of the Year to Clark, without a doubt. Yup, you two, they will be running up and down the court, and they have the personnel. Like, they definitely have the personnel to play that pace. Then who should be left off the Olympic team for Clark? She have no intention in international playing experience. She does. She just doesn't have any senior team, but she's won several gold medals on the junior side. She just hasn't played with the senior team. But I'm taking Diana Taurasi off for sure. I'm taking Taurasi off in a heartbeat. Caitlin Clark is the better player right now. She's averaging way better numbers. In this point in their career, she's a better player than Diana Taurasi. When you include that, that should be enough. But then also the following and the eyes and the dollars that they're missing out on by not letting her take the world by storm and become that. The path was made for her to be a global superstar. People were going to tune in like never before to this women's team, and they completely dropped the ball with Taurasi, man. Pass the torch. I don't know about that, though, Brandon. I can't put Clark over Copper. Ain't no way. Kalia Copper was leading the league in scoring for a few weeks. I can't do that. CC has 3 gold medals already representing Team USA basketball. They play. Yeah, she's definitely got international experience. And some of these women could use a class on how to do press conferences. I'm just saying. Yeah, I agree. Media training is crucial. YouTube, you are correct. Bluter would be taking advantage of this team's speed and athleticism. Facts. Taylor, Berger, and Hole will be playing much more defense and teamwork and three-point ability. Yeah, all those players really play defense. All those players also knock down shots and have young legs. Oh, agreed. That is her calling card. That is her calling card. But I mean, look at it. They got Chelsea Gray. They got Ionescu. Like, they have playmakers on that team. They have a lot of scoring, but they also have playmakers. I think the easy move would be to take Diana Taurasi off and put Clark on and not think about it twice. I just don't think that Clark is a better player than Kalia Copper right now. I can't co-sign it. Terry, welcome in, welcome in. I don't agree a double-double player with 30% for a forward is impressive. Yeah, she's shooting under 40%. I think she's shooting like 38% from the field. Playing a lot of ping pong off the glass. Not pretty to watch. Angel definitely needs to develop that jump shot and get a go-to move, and she'll be just fine. Rossi has the most experience and pro international play. Is more physical than playing in USA youth tournaments. CC's defense is weak. Every player on the roster plays in FIBA or the Euro League. I mean, but are we... So, Montico, you genuinely... I know the experience, the pedigree, the medals. Taurasi's an all-time great. But you really feel like today, right now, that Taurasi's a better player, a better basketball player today, June 22nd, 2024, than Caitlin Clark? You really believe that? I'll take CC over KFC just on attitude alone. KFC attitude stinks for real. Over 20 people in the chat, only 9 like. Smash that. Hey, I appreciate it. Everybody, mash that like button. Appreciate y'all tuning in on your Saturday night. You could be anywhere and you're here with me. Oh no, wow, Brandon. You can't take DT off. Stop it. Okay, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to DT, but man, are we really acknowledging that she's a better player? She's going to contribute more than Caitlin Clark would have to this team? The U.S. team doesn't need to Rossi's experience. They have a lot of vets. Yeah, they do have a lot of vets. You got Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Jewel Lloyd. There's a lot of vets on the team. USA lost like 1 game ever. They would win with anyone on the team. Facts. Hey, appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and share. Leroy, thank you so much. If DT and Caitlin Clark play one-on-one, who wins? I think Caitlin wins. It's going to be tough because DT is physical and a competitor. She got that Mamba mentality, but I think Caitlin wins. I think she's the better player right now. But shout out to Rossi. She's having a really good season at her age. Like she's hooping. She's definitely the second option right now for the Phoenix Mercury. Like I'm not here to disrespect Diana Taurasi. She definitely earned her spot. I'm not here to disrespect Diana Taurasi. She's one of the all-time GOATs. And she would probably bully Clark in the post one-on-one. Caitlin Clark can't control offensive scoring without turnovers. That's why she's used for passing with Indiana. Diana has multiple ways of scoring. Clark is definitely getting a lot of turnovers, but like so did Westbrook, LeBron. People mentioned like Magic Johnson. When you have the ball in your hands, there's gonna be more opportunities for turnovers. There's gonna be more opportunities for turnovers. Yo, that's not the test. Less than 3 years, CC will lead the WNBA in scoring. Jokic would lose to many players one-on-one. It's about who the better player is. Yeah, Jokic, man, he does not pass the eye test, but he's super skilled. Clark's vision and passing is far better than Copper's. Yeah, Copper's a shooting guard. She's not a point guard. She could be a grandma though. That's nuts. Your comments has no context. Clark is being aggressively doubled every game. I think we've been seeing less of the double teams though, man, since we've seen her. Like they haven't been trapping her as much as in the pick and roll, but she's ditching that rock. We have not even seen Caitlin Clark's best yet. If they would play like teammates, she would have already broken 40. She can drop 7 threes in a heartbeat, and she has hardly made it to the free throw line. Westbrook, LeBron, Magic were all super athletic in their prime. Likewise, a younger Diana was athletic in her prime. Facts. Now, Diana Taurasi, I'm not here to knock Diana Taurasi's greatness, but I mean, she's been in the league 20 plus years. It's time to pass the torch at some point. I mean, she's definitely. I mean, I get them sending her off in style. Like, I respect it. I'm definitely not here to bash Diana Taurasi. I just thought it would be a logical move to include Caitlin over her. But, I mean, no disrespect. She's a leader. She's a veteran. She's an all-time great. Look, they was getting this goal regardless. Facts. They were getting it regardless. DT is a great player, but she hasn't moved the needle for the league in 20 years. Sometimes people must swallow their pride and do what is right for the cause. I definitely think DT made it off her reputation. Pass the damn torch. BD, it's time. Give somebody else a shot. I'm saying Clark's turnover numbers are high for the season in part because she was aggressively double teamed and her usage rates were high. They were definitely high. I think too it was teammates not catching the ball. It's like in football when a quarterback's pass gets tipped and gets intercepted. That has been happening. But at times the decision making has been suspect and she has over dribbled a lot as well and got herself into some tough spots. Oh, several years. Absolutely. Tarasi's old, man. She definitely hasn't been a top player in years. Not since they were winning titles. Clark has no athleticism or crafty handles to her game yet. I don't agree with leaving Diana off, but three players on the same team shouldn't be on the roster either. Yeah, I mean it's tough when they're three of the best at their positions, but yeah, man, it's unfair in a way. Do y'all feel like that was the best 12 they could have possibly sent? A lot of people felt like Enrique got snubbed, but maybe she wanted to play for Nigeria. I don't know. But do y'all feel like that's the best 12 they could have sent? CC averaged 31.6 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4.7 turnovers in college. Yeah, the turnovers are insane, though, man. He's averaging over 5 turnovers a game right now. That has to stop, but that's also expected as a rookie guard. Like, point guard is the toughest position to play, so the turnovers are expected. I think as the game slows down for her, the turnovers will calm down. Looking at some numbers there. Okay, Caleb McBride is probably the best shooter in the league, so I could definitely see that. Definitely the best shooter out of those three. I agree with that. Griner might not be able to play if France won't let her in the country because of her criminal conviction. Ooh. Who would y'all like to see replace Griner if that is the case? CC should be on the team just for the viewers, merchandise, crazy fan experience, etc. It would have blown up like all the games. She's proven that. Yeah, she's must watch TV. Do y'all think less people will be watching because she's not on the team? BD says they snubbed like 5 or 6 players. Fair enough. Yeah, definitely multiple players got snubbed. Who else do y'all see? Who else do y'all see that may have got snubbed? Yeah, since coming back, I mean, she hasn't been her old self, but the Mercury look a lot better with her. Lama K could replace Griner, but she stopped trying out because she was overlooked. Okay. She's still a monster. She's been the most consistent and best player on Seattle for sure. She's having a really good year. She's battled through some injuries, but she's playing really well. Yeah, I agree. Guam K is definitely better than Griner. I agree with that. Yup. Yep, Sparks have been in rebuild mode since Candace Parker left. But yeah, with Seattle, she's getting time to shine. They're gelling really well. That big three, there's a lot of expectations. I'm surprised Nika Mule's not getting more minutes, but I thought she would complement them well. But yeah, definitely one of the most underrated players. She delivers. She's consistent. You know what you're gonna get. Super skilled too. Team USA is solid though. They will probably average 50-point wins. Yeah, that team is loaded. I agree, you two. That team is absolutely stacked from top to bottom. At the end of the day, they are not interested in growing game. Leaving CC off that team was stupid on many levels. NBC, the real loser. Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, we saw even back in the 90s when they put Christian Laettner on the Dream Team. He didn't play that much, but they said they didn't consider her at, how many eyes she would draw in that statement they released. Only, rating her as a basketball player, they didn't feel like she can contribute, I guess, to this squad. And I saw that they were even, kind of hesitant just because of the backlash they could possibly face from her fans for Caitlin Clark not getting adequate playing time. Badamoni, welcome in, welcome in. Team USA will lose this year. Chat, y'all feeling like Team USA gonna drop a game? To who? Who are they losing to? I bet Nike, Gatorade, NBC, and all the sponsors were disappointed. Oh yeah, we would have seen so many Caitlin Clark commercials, y'all. You gotta put your face of the league on notice, though, man. You got to have her out there out front. They definitely dropped the ball. Team USA fumbled. None of the explanations for why Clark was left on the team make any sense. There are people who don't want her to be the face of the WNBA and women's basketball. Bass says they going to lose. Karma will decide their fate. They got no bigs. What? They got Asia Wilson and Nafisa Collier. How they don't have bigs? They got Brianna Stewart. Now that roster is stacked. I definitely agree Caitlyn should have been on the team. Like it's a no-brainer in my opinion. But nah, I can't. That team is still stacked though. We can't talk crazy. The team is still stacked. Bunch of wings and quasi shooters. So y'all feel like Team USA is gonna lose a game? That team is stacked. They do have a lot of talent on the wings, though, but that team is set. RC, what's up? What's up? Welcome back. We got some hot topics in here tonight. Collier, Stewart, Wilson are basically smaller. What? Bro, you talking about 6'4", 6'5"? I don't know, man. Asia Wilson plays a lot bigger, but again, they're definitely going to have to rely on Griner being the big. Taurasi should have stayed home. Leaving CC off the WNBA Olympic team was a huge mistake. Viewership and support will drop significantly. It will make Bud Light look like kindergarten. Huge mistake. Are any of y'all not watching Team USA? That's what I'm saying. Stewart is not small. Stewart is not small at all. Stewart like 6'6". Stewart is a legit 5. I'm confused. She played the 4 and the 5. Griner, definitely a big there. I mean, you're talking like 6'8". How much more size do they need? What other bigs would you have had, man? What bigs would you put on the team? I know Guamake was mentioned. Usually they bring like 3 or 4 true centers. Team USA will not lose to anyone. Why? I, Team USA will not lose to anyone winning the gold medal game. I'm from Iowa, so I probably won't watch just out of spite. Okay, YouTube. Okay, standing on business for your state. Garner ain't good enough right now to dominate. She got outplayed by the Lynx big, surprisingly. I mean, she's coming back off an injury, but she's definitely had some really good games, too. Garner's definitely put together some good games. Diana make her teammates better. I'm not denying that. Jonka Jones has been better than Griner the last 2 years, too. Agreed. 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 Jonko Jones has been a lot better than Griner. Griner's another one of those players that kind of made it off reputation. People don't like nasty. They will watch gymnastics instead. Hey, I will definitely be locked in on Simone Biles in the game, for sure. Griner and Taurasi will both put on the team for non-basketball reasons. Agreed. Agreed. I would agree with that. They definitely both made it off their reputations. I think they I think they didn't realize the heat they would get for leaving her off because of the CC effect. They put this team together before NCAA tournament was done. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they fumbled. They fumbled big time not putting her on the team. They're not going to get the airplay. The average person rather watch Simone Biles rather than Team USA. Yeah, especially around this time, especially around Olympic times. All eyes will be on swimming and gymnastics for sure. And that men's team. Y'all saw what the men's team did. They brought all the stars out. The WNBA did not follow suit. We used to have Leslie controlling the center. Then they added Griner and others a few years ago. But nowadays, all the real centers are gone. And that's with basketball in general. Just not a whole lot of dominant back-to-the-back players no more. The way the game has changed. Jonquil Jones is Bohemian and will play for her team. Okay. Thank you for them facts. We love the news updates. CC was the only college player invited to the Team USA camp. Facts. Y'all remember Christian Laettner was the hottest thing smoking in the 90s. They for sure threw him on that USA Dream Team. They put Griner on the team for political reasons. Okay. But there isn't another center who can replace Griner. I mean, with that size, I mean, just sheer size. And Griner isn't bad. She's just not elite anymore. Better hope we don't run into Big Liz Cambridge. Cambridge. Is she gonna be playing? Is she gonna be playing for Australia or Nigeria though, man? Because she got booted from Australia. Jones says she won't play for the Bahamas in the past. Okay. He is not playing for the Bahamas. Fouls is no longer on the team either. Used to have a 6'8" Grinder and a 6'6" Fouls. Now we got Garbage Grinder and Wilson undersized as our backup center, basically. I mean, but you forgetting about Brianna Stewart, though. It's a weak argument for the committee to claim Clark was left off the team for missing tryouts. She missed tryouts to play in the NCAA title game, and she played on the junior level. Yeah, she's got a lot of experience. She's climbed through the ranks, and of course, she wasn't going to miss the Natty for some tryouts. That's ridiculous. Yeah, they fumbled. They definitely dropped the ball with this one. Yeah, Fouls was definitely old. That'd be like putting Tina Charles on the squad now. Wilson is not undersized. She's 200 pounds. Yeah, she guards. Hey, she be playing a lot bigger than she is, too. Like, Asia Wilson can guard any post in the league. Ronald was in her prime, or his prime. I think Megan Gustafson is playing for Spain during the Olympics. I definitely want to see, like, the other teams load up with WNBA players, too, like the men's side did. They needed a good role player to back up. Now they got no backups and a trash version of Griner. Hey, Chris, welcome back. Welcome back, my guy. Good to see you. We got some hot topics going in tonight, my brother, for sure. Wilson don't even. Yeah, Stokes does. We know that. She doesn't have to, but she could. Yes. Hey, what's that energy gonna be like in there? Man, it's gonna be rocking. You know Chicago show up for them Sky. They say it's not a rivalry, but this definitely feels like a rivalry game. No way they let can the Fever go 3-0 against the Sky? It's almost impossible to beat a team 3 times. I feel like if Clark is on the roster for publicity reasons, Cam Brink is the only rookie with international playing experience. She won gold 3v3, but she just started. Yep, and she was already going to the Paris Olympics to play on the 3v3 team this year again with that same team with Ryan Howard and Haley Van Lith and Sierra Burdick. But of course, yeah, it's sad. She's not only gonna miss the second half of her um, rookie season with the Sparks, who desperately miss her right now in the inside. But and we saw that, with Jonquel Jones and Breonna Stewart eating their lunch today. We saw they miss Cameron Brink's rim protection. But she's gonna miss that 3v3 tourney too. Huge loss for Team USA. I know some people said they might should bring in Dearica Hamby to replace her on that team. 6'8", 6'4", and 6'3", then going down. Clark has international experience. Yep, she does. CC is better than Tarasi right now. UConn politics won over this entire selection process. Delusional Gino was the perfect example of this. The first all-time scorer and second all-time in assists. I definitely think they dropped the ball with not putting Caitlin Clark on this roster. She played on many junior Olympics teams. Germa, welcome back. Welcome back. A reporter asked Clark about her Italian heritage. Okay. Fever win. They're a better team. Okay, that's the predictions. Are there anybody taking Chicago? Truth be told, the Fever are balling right now. I have to give them credit. Yo, hey, Chris, they four straight wins. Definitely one of the hottest teams in the WNBA right now. Clark has been much better than Brink so far in the WNBA. Brink is in a bad situation. The Sparks roster is horrible. Yeah, honestly, I think Rakia Jackson's been having a better year than Brink, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, we saw Zaya Cook finally get some minutes from our Gamecock fans out there at 14 points. She's put together back-to-back games, but yeah, the Sparks are just not good right now. They've lost 6 straight. CC effect 3 times. The coach also failed to lead Team USA to the goal and lost the only time she was a coach. Yeesh. CC versus Tarasi is senseless. Tarasi is a Kobe Bryant type scorer. Clark's game isn't like that yet. She definitely is in that mold. She definitely is like Mamba mentality through and through. Definitely got that Mamba mentality. They don't build them. They don't build them like Tarasi anymore. Like this is definitely not. I just think Caitlin Clark is the better player at this stage of their careers. And then when you throw in her influence for viewership, I mean, it was a no-brainer. Who cares about any of that? I thought the point was to grow the damn game. Now they have the vehicle to do just that, and their refusal to do that is stupidity at its finest. They had a chance. They had a chance to lay out the playbook to be have her be that path to a global superstar, and they did not take advantage, guys. Who cares about? Oh yeah, you said that. Caitlin Clark should respectfully say no if asked to go. She's nobody's second choice. It's still bull. Let them figure it out. America stands with Caitlin Clark. She is no Christian Laettner. The problem with Tarasi on the team is the absurd explanation for why Clark was left off the team. Is that they were just looking at basketball, not ratings. Yup, that was the thing. They said they judged it strictly. It was a basketball decision. Rossi is clearly on the team for non-basketball reasons. Clark is better than Rossi too. Yeah, at this point in their careers, I think that's fair to say. At this stage, right now, today, June 22nd, 2024, Caitlin Clark is a better basketball player than Diana Taurasi. She's got better stats in every category. Her team is playing better right now, and she's just a must-watch TV. I'm just surprised. I was really surprised. I was very surprised by the decision, guys. Disagreeably, where Clark can significantly increase her marketability by playing on a global stage. Yeah, I agree. She definitely would have. I mean, just that would have been the biggest stage she's ever played on. We're talking about an international, global stage. This is the Olympics. It's a huge opportunity for Clark. The ratings only benefit TV networks, not Clark directly. If we were talking about money, but I mean, think about it from the perspective of the halftime performer at the Super Bowl doesn't get paid because they get so much off just the viewership alone. It could have been that type of situation. It helps the women's game too. The bigger Clark gets, the more it helps the WNBA. Agreed. Agreed. Last time they brought three centers, Prom Griner, 6'8", that averaged nearly 20 points per game. Tina Charles, 6'4", Asia Wilson, 6'4", Sylvia Fowle, 6'6", and then Stewart at 6'3". They need at least they needed a last second shot versus Belgium. We got some great combo going right now. Rossi stands for the alphabet crowd, and Caitlin Clark does not care about any of that garbage. She just wants to hoop, the main thing, the main thing. Clark earns more from NIL than she does from all those sellout arenas and TV contracts. Facts. She's definitely securing the bag with the endorsements. Gatorade, State Farm, Wilson, Nike, all over the place. Keep holding on to those coattails, Angel Reese. She wouldn't exist without Caitlin. Okay, Doc Bar, that's how you feel? I think these two will forever be tied together. But Caitlin said it's not a rivalry. Now they brought a bunch of undersized players. The Bulls became an international team after the 92 Olympics. We saw what happened. If you watched The Last Dance, imagine if CC went with USA team that all can catch the ball just like Fever has learned. You're seeing it now, but she was hitting them earlier. Her jersey selling better than every other NBA player than Steph, Joker, Giannis. Clark is growing the popularity of the game, but not the salaries. It's not like the NBA where everything is split 50-50. Yeah, they're definitely not getting that same percentage share. Not at all. Brandon, I disagree with you. She has completely disrespected over and over, especially by the Olympic coach. She will be great in 4 years. Yeah, I think her and Angel will be teammates on that team in 4 years. I think that team is going to be must watch, and she will absolutely earn a spot and maybe be one of the focal points of that team as well. My T girl, that's not true. TV ratings are up big for the WNBA. The WNBA will get far more money when they negotiate their new TV deal. Facts. The WNBA is about to secure a bag for sure. The WNBA is going to negotiate a new TV deal soon, and yeah, they're going to get a lot more, and they're going to get exclusive rights. That's only depending on how much leverage they have when the CBA is renegotiated next year. As of now, the players receive 5 or 10% of total revenue. Yeah, and that's been a big argument more so than the salaries is the percentage of revenue. Valid point. The players aren't getting 50-50 of the revenues because the league hasn't made money in 30 years. The league has never made a profit, not once. Okay, we got a good back and forth going around. Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely will have more leverage now. We're seeing all types of sponsorships and dollars being poured into the league that did not exist before. The viewership, I mean, they've had multiple games go over 1 million viewers. They didn't have one last season that got that. So, I mean, the viewership, it's buy now stock. WNBA is buy now stock. The growing is just exponential right now. Most NBA teams aren't profitable either yet. Players have an even split. The NBA makes billions a year. Billions? They definitely got them TV contracts, though. That TV money, that endorsements. And then what changed the game, too, for the NBA is bringing in the patches, the sponsorship patches, man. Total game changer. We're seeing all these new arenas being upgraded and built. The Brooklyn Nets lost money, yet players still see an equal share of merchandise and TV contracts and tickets. Okay, okay. T girl coming out here. Hey, you got something to say. It doesn't matter if NBA are profitable or not per year because the value of most of the NBA teams has doubled just like the last 10 years. Yeah, the W or the NBA definitely compared to like the 70s and 80s and 90s, what players are making and what teams are worth. Yeah, totally different. I mean, think about when Jerry Buss bought the Lakers compared to what they're worth now. Definitely. But what are some more prediction storylines tuning into the Olympics as well as round three with Caitlin versus Angel Reese, the Sky versus the Fever, man? This is turning into one of the scrappiest rivalries in the WNBA. The average NBA team is worth more than $2 billion. The value of NBA teams goes up every year. It doesn't matter if individual teams are profitable per year. And they all split. Most NBA teams are valuable compared to the Lakers and the Celtics. What they do is share revenue with teams as small. Yep, facts. They share. Yep, just like I was saying, they share. Most NBA teams are not losing money; they just report a loss for accounting purposes. Okay, y'all both have. It seems like looked a lot into this. But yeah, definitely some major takeaways tonight, man. I feel like we're getting an education, a very good debate going on right now in the chat. It's not the fact that W is not profitable. Players don't see an equal split of name, image, and likeness. Yeah, they don't. They definitely do not get an even split. And that's been one of the biggest arguments, more so than the salaries, is the share percentage splits. Even more so than the higher salaries, they've been fighting for more percentage for the shares. They want a split, a bigger split. The Reese Clark rivalry is getting too much attention. The WNBA should use the attention Clark is getting to push more teams and players. Yeah, I want to see more teams get attention, man. The Aces, the Connecticut Sun, the Minnesota Lynx, like these are all teams deserving, and you got to hunt for these games on TV. For example, if Angel Reese jersey only sells for $12 a pop, she still deserves an equal share. Fair. These players are making more from NIL than they're making from the league. Definitely a debate. You got it all here for sure. I'm telling you, and they going at it, Leroy. I welcome it. Hey, we welcome everybody in. Yeah, they going at it. There's nothing to split. Only a couple teams such as the Aces and Sky are profitable. Hey, this has been a spirited debate. My word. Bob Jones coming in, firing, guns are blazing. Wild. Y'all brought the energy tonight. Y'all had time tonight. Y'all had time. Y'all have time. I see. The WNBA needs to improve the product. They can't just rely on Clark. Yeah, at some point, like they are gonna have to thrust other players into the spotlight. I think they're doing a better job. The WNBA is like marketing have always been their own worst enemy, in my opinion. I agree also the WA should show other teams and players as the NBA showed Jordan alongside Isaiah Thomas and Hakeem Olajuwon. Yes. Yes. Build the league up as a whole. The NBA is not known for one player right now. There are multiple players in many different markets. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Even Shea, SGA is a star. He's all the way in Oklahoma City, and we're still getting plenty of opportunities to see him. We should see OKC more. But yeah, use the stage to elevate the league as a whole. And I think the Olympics would have been a prime opportunity to do that. And maybe it still will. WNBA needs to increase the pace, the scoring. Their games are too low scoring right now. And we saw that. We saw what the NBA did, man. They pretty much, I ain't going to say eliminated defenses, but they definitely have prioritized offense and three ball, spread out, five out, running gun, pick and roll, score quick, get back. I agree also. The W should show other teams and players. Yep. Agreed. The Indiana Fever have went from the basement to the middle most profitable in 15 games. If you hate Caitlin, now you're going to really hate her by Christmas. The CC train is rolling. The NBA is not the most competitive basketball as a result. Yeah, I mean they're definitely gonna still out gain, out profit the Euro League. But, the EuroLeague is definitely leading the way right now. Free love. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a good night. The NBA is not the most competitive basketball as a result. They are definitely falling behind, and that's why the NBA draft this year is dominated by the foreign players. But it starts at the grassroots. Don't even get me started on that. The W is elite defense. The WNBA is low key, and it ain't even really that low key, y'all. It's more physical than the NBA is. The league should lower the rim so there will be more dunking. The average height of WNBA players is not close to the average height of NBA players. WNBA has a smaller ball and shorter court. Do y'all feel like lowering the rim would lessen the respect? Like, when people lose respect, would they not take it as serious? Hey, I know, Bree. I hate how Cameron Brink went down. I did like seeing Zaya Cook get in there today, though. She done had a couple good games back to back. Looked like she out the doghouse. But yeah, they need some help. The one and done hurt the quality of play. Women basketball developed for 4 years, then they got more development in Europe. Yep, and on top of that, Europe has academies. They're not just playing for schools and random teams. Europe has these kids in academies training year round from an early age. We are falling behind because we do not have academies. They're not, the intangibles are not being developed. We're relying too much on athleticism and not fundamentals. You got to put them together. WNBA is talking about expansion that makes no sense. The best teams in WNBA are very good, but there isn't enough talent for the whole league. The bottom of the WNBA is bad. I don't agree with that. I think there's a lot of talent that is overseas right now, and a lot of college players that could be on rosters. DeAsia Fair, Jalen Sherrod. There's some others out there. Kinsey Holmes. Like, there are players out there that can help teams. And I like the expansion in Golden State, probably building a team around Kiki Riafen or Paige Beckers. We got a Toronto team coming. I think expansion is very necessary. Clark doesn't dunk and she still sell out arenas. Anyone who argue lowering rims don't watch the game or know how to talk about it. Woo! T-girl standing on business. WNBA has gotten better though. Really good teams. I agree. Yes, has been balling. She is literally playing for her WNBA career for the future. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, Chris. It seemed like she kind of fell out of favor. Playing time dropped like 4 minutes a game from last year. But I hope she sticks, man, because it hurt when Bria Bill got cut from the Aces. So I really hope that Cook can stick. Duncan isn't the only way to increase ratings, but it's a way. That's cap. It's American women balling out in the Euro leagues only because it's not enough teams in the W. Facts, they need more teams in the W. I love that expansion. I want to see them get up to like 20, 22 teams. At least 18 to the 20 range. The WNBA is winning and the NBA is losing. Embrace the new players, embrace the new fans, embrace the new style of play. Nobody wants to watch slow half court pitch and catch 2005 UConn basketball. Facts, we want to see pace and space, baby. Get up and down that court. The Mystics and Sparks roster is horrible. WNBA could be much stronger with fewer teams. Okay, the Mystics are, but put Paige Beckers on the Mystics next year. Paige Beckers, Aaliyah Edwards, and Elena Deladon. Put them on the Mystics next year and watch what the Mystics do. That's all I'm going to say. Literally missing their best players. Mystics get Deladon back. They add a number one pick. Possibly Paige Beckers with Aaliyah Edwards, man. The Mystics would be in business. The Sparks are a couple pieces away. Ari McDonald replaced Zaya. I hope Chicago pick her up. Yeah, it's weird because I thought when they got rid of Jordan Canada, like it would be a chance. But yeah, Ari definitely has just filled that role. Her and Natasha Cloud. I said Natasha Cloud. I meant Kia Nurse. My bad, y'all. Disagree. More women aren't playing in the WNBA because they can make more money in Europe. I mean that is true too. A lot of players do play both leagues just so they can make money. That's why I, that's why Brittany Griner was in Russia in the first place, making a lot more money. It has nothing to do with how many teams there are. I thought Kia Nurse was better. Yeah, she's had some up and down games. Some nights she be shooting that rock, other nights she disappears. The Mystics and Sparks are rebuilding, absolutely. And I mean, bro, the Mystics don't have their best player. They're missing Deladon. Like they would be better with her. Hopefully, Azura will be coming back soon. Absolutely, absolutely. Most WNBA teams have very weak benches. It's not an issue of how many teams are left. That's true, but it's women right now who were first rounders are in the Euro leagues because it wasn't enough roster spots. Yeah, you don't see that in the NBA. Like first round, like you draft a player in the first round, and the year you draft them, they don't make the roster. That's dang near unheard of, y'all. It's multiple first round picks. Destiny Henderson should be in the league. The Sparks will likely want to give their young players more playing time, as they should. Accent, welcome back, welcome back. College and high school has a lot of crazy good players coming up. Yeah, that draft class, I think it'll be what 2027. Man, you imagine Juju Watkins, Malaysia Poole Wiley, Madison Booker, Michaela Williams, Audie Crooks, Talia Scott. Like, it's so much talent. There's more talent in the college game right now, Ashlyn Watkins, than there's ever been, I feel like. Brendan right on point, run and gun, basketball, sling it and wing it, rim to rim, 3-foot bunny layups, shoot bricks. Boring. Deladon isn't on the Mystics roster. She's still like they still have her rights. Deladon, Brittany Sykes, and Shakira Austin are needed for the Mystics. Yeah, Shakira Austin and Aaliyah Edwards would be a really good front court. Definitely, they're missing a lot of talent. Deladon pre-says facts. Deladon could have been the best player in women's basketball history if not for injuries. Yeah, she's elite. Point forward, hybrid, 6'6", like just yeah. Them high school girls are crazy now too. Toby's out here, their back scratch dunking. Yeah, Toby's gonna be a dog. That honestly, the freshman class coming in this year could be better than the one last year. Sarah Strong, Joyce Edwards. We talking about generational talents, man. Jordan Lee. Y'all see the U18 team? What they doing to teams right now in the Mary Cup? Oh my goodness. Sienna Betts. Yo, the high school circuit is loaded right now. But yeah, I'm excited to see Toby at Duke. Definitely. Hamby deserves way better. Yeah, she's hooping. Derek and Hamby, I love that they already signed her to an extension. Definitely playing the best ball of her career. It would be nice if she could get some help out there, Bree. Yeah, Della Don definitely was a generational talent. But Della Don wasn't better than Breonna Stewart, and she left Chicago Sky shortly after Sylvia Fowles. Yeah, Stewie is a monster. I love both their games. I think they play similar. John, I am a Carolina fan, UNC, and I know it's going to be a struggle next year. Deja Kelly left for Oregon. We did some things in the portal. You know what I'm saying? But I was a sports anchor for a while and a scout, so I kind of had to put my fandom on hold because I was covering kids in high school and college from all over the state in North Carolina and North Dakota. So I kind of had to pull back my fandom because I was, couldn't be biased. But yeah, born and raised a Carolina fan. Della Dawn was better than Stewart at her prom. I like that take. Brandon, we can build a better team than some of them are. Hey, Terry, put my GM cap on. Let's get it. Deladon was bigger. She scored more efficiently than Stewart. Stewart is good, but she's been on a loaded team in college and the WNBA. Deladon carried teams. Very valid point, Brandon. Very valid point. Very valid. Deladon definitely carried some bad teams. I can't wait to watch the Big Ten. Yo, the Big Ten, they got Juju coming. They got Kiki Rice coming. Lauren Best. The Big Ten is going to be insane. Big Ten is going to be insane. And I think people are sleeping on Iowa, man. Getting Lucy Olson was huge. Hannah Stokey, McCabe, Sydney Falter, like they're gonna be solid. But yeah, that Big Ten is gonna be a juggernaut, man. My goodness. Excited to see Jelani Cambridge, one of the top freshmen at Ohio State, replacing J.C. Sheldon and Celeste Taylor in the backcourt. Yeah, Big Ten is gonna be must see. Bree says, "Go Gamecocks." Hey, I just dropped a video on South Carolina earlier today, Bree. Could this be South Carolina's best team ever under Dawn State? Iowa's going to surprise people. I think so, Accent. I think so. South Carolina still have a deep bench. Yeah. Yeah. South Carolina, man, top to bottom, they the deepest team in the nation, hands down. You basically bring back your whole team. You got to replace Camila Cardoso, but you bring in Joyce Edwards, Miriam Dowda, Adele Tack, Maddie McDaniel coming off an injury, but that team is loaded. Tina Powell comes back, Raven Johnson, Breezy Hall, Chloe Kitts putting on muscle, working on the perimeter skills. Ashlyn Watkins, Duncan. Speaking of Duncan, she might be the most athletic player in the nation. Sanaya Fagan. Yo, South Carolina is absolutely stacked. They have a mob. I love what USC did in the transfer portal. I love what UCLA did. I think Janiah Barker is going to be a big addition for them. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a lot of talent. I actually just dropped another video too, 2 days ago talking about the biggest impact transfer. So I got some college women's hoops content that I recently dropped the last couple of days on my page. So definitely go check that out, guys. Their freshman class is top 10. Yep, definitely got to check it out. Dawn Staley is the Nick Saban of women's college basketball. Women's basketball, the way she can rotate playmakers in and out is Alabama type stuff. Yes, and the way she stacks All Americans gets them to wait their turn. In this instant gratification, when you can just hop in the portal like that, man, she keeps these players together for years. Players like Breezy Hall, Raven Johnson wait their turn, and when it's their turn, they're ready to make that leap to win championships and go off to the WNBA. I think they're going to win again. Yeah, South Carolina is definitely my favorite. Notre Dame is my dark horse. I think UConn will be incredible. UCLA, Texas did some great things. But yeah, I got South Carolina. Coaching in the WNBA is still not impressive. There are some good coaches, but very few. Yeah, I think the WNBA could use a Don Staley. They could use a Kara Lawson. There's so many great coaches in the college game. I love Coach Yo at Ole Miss. I love Kenny Brooks out there that recently went to Kentucky and brought Georgia Amore with him from Virginia Tech. Like, there's some really great coaches, man. We just saw Coach Vanderveer retire. Yeah, college game has some really, really elite coaches. More of them should be getting WNBA opportunities. That is definitely a great comparison, accent. Very few WNBA teams run good offensive systems. Totally agree, Brandon. A lot of ISO ball, pick and roll. USC and UCLA are scary, yeah. Yeah. Juju, arguably the best player coming back. You bring in Kiki for them. You bring in Talia Von Ohoffen. You bring in Kennedy Smith, Kaylee Heckle, who's out there. Both of them are hooping for Team USA right now. A top recruiting class, a top transfer class. They should have a super team. I love UConn. Paige Becker's coming back. AZ Fudd, Aubrey Griffin, Sarah Strong entering that lineup. El Afi looks healthy. KK Arnold. They get Caitlin Chin, the heir to Nika Mule coming in from Princeton. Like UConn's gonna be stacked. I got them at number 2. Probably UCLA at 3. No, USC at number 3. UCLA probably at 4. Notre Dame or Texas. UCLA, Texas, and Notre Dame. I feel like you can rotate because Olivia Miles is a dog. She's coming back. Like, yeah, there's a lot of good teams. South Carolina got lucky last year because CC didn't have Monica Ciano with her last year. Yeah, she definitely would have made a big difference. I still don't think Iowa wins the game, but she definitely would have made a difference. South Carolina was just a team of destiny last year, man. But the fact that Caitlin Clark willed Iowa, and I think it hurt Iowa too, losing Molly Davis, who was third in scoring on that team. Molly Davis was a major loss. People didn't talk about that. And guys, if this is your first time in the chat, I know there's a lot of familiar faces, but if this is your first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button for the Live with Brandon Blakey podcast, bringing you all the latest hot topics in sports. Appreciate y'all tuning in. You could be anywhere else on your Saturday night, and y'all are here with me, so I definitely appreciate it. Much love to y'all, man. So much going on. We're going to have to do another preview before the game. Tomorrow, we'll definitely have some post-game reaction, too. Y'all already know I got y'all. Yeah, but Dawn don't want to leave. She is doing her thing, and she would get so many texts. She don't play. I would love for her to coach the Sparks. Yeah, that would be an elite move. I think one of the better coaches in the W right now is definitely Teresa Witherspoon. They gotta go that route. But yeah, Dawn is definitely happy. They got her a statue down there. She ain't trying to leave Columbia. I heard she was even getting some calls from the Charlotte Hornets. Cheryl Reese and Becky Hammonds are solid coaches and built great teams. The Lynx Dynasty is one example of how Reese put teams together. And Reese is the longest tenured coach with a team, too. And Hammond just in, her third year, already a two-time champion. Definitely with that WNBA experience, or NBA experience, Hammond is an elite coach. Definitely agree with you there. When the headband got her, it broke my heart. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, man, that was a tough loss. She didn't get that stage to showcase her skills like Kate Martin did for the WNBA scouts. There are some good coaches in the WNBA, but not a lot. Fair enough. Fair enough. She definitely did. She definitely did. I definitely agree with that. But I think this year's South Carolina team had a different level of focus than that team did last year. Ziano could have came back, but there's no way she was outplaying Watkins, Kits, Fagan, and Cardoso. Not with the focus that team. That team was on a revenge tour. They had a different level of focus last year. I don't see it. But I guess we're playing what ifs at this point. I guess we'll never know. But yes, Yana was a heck of a player. She definitely was. Dawn ain't going nowhere. Yeah, Cheryl's definitely good, and she's long. She's been there tenured a while. Noelle Quinn, okay. Clark is right now ranked the number 4 athlete in the world. What ranking is that? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Guamke's definitely battled some injuries, but when she's been healthy, she's definitely been their most productive player. I think the Storm have gelled a lot quicker than I was expecting. we've seen these super teams come together and it doesn't always work out. But yeah, with her, Sky Diggs, and Jewel Lloyd, man, playing in college at Notre Dame, Skylar Diggins and Jewel Lloyd already had that chemistry. But it's definitely been fun to watch. I mean, Sky Diggs was just out the league a few months ago. I like Seattle and how those bigs play the position less ball. Yeah, they got some serious size. They got the league's leading shot blocker at the 5. Clark is the 4th most followed. I'm not sure if that means the same thing. ESPN follows and favorites. Okay. Dawn isn't going nowhere because Fever can't afford her. Yeah, South Carolina would pay her anything. They would pay her anything. She'll get that saving contract. Yeah, I feel like Dawn is at the point where she has like the lifetime deal right now. For sure. Definitely feel like she has that lifetime deal down in Columbia. They built her a statue, y'all. They not letting her go anywhere. They are definitely not letting her walk. But that's cool, man. Clark's second in MVP, ranked number 4 on ESPN's list. Y'all bringing that to the chat. You gonna go live after the Fever and Sky game, bro? RC, yes sir. I got you. Definitely going live tomorrow after the game, for sure. Got you. How many natties can Dawn win realistic? Yo, the way South Carolina is set up, like in the next 5 years, I could see her winning 3. I mean, they are stacked for the long haul. But that's a great question for the chat too. How many chips do y'all see Dawn get? And she's still a young coach, man. She's still got probably a good 20 years. The WNBA needs to separate politics from business. They promote a lot of left wing causes that alienate conservatives. Terry says you're doing an awesome job, Brandon. Hey, Terry, I appreciate it. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Gianna's a hustler and she's aggressive. She could actually run, catch, convert, and play team basketball. Yeah, she was a great player. Dawn about her business, top-notch masterclass genius coach. I might be an Iowa fan, but I love me some Donnie. See, I love that game recognized game. And we can appreciate the leaders of the game, man. She's doing great things. I wish James Wade would get a coaching job with the WNBA again. Angel is going to have a 2020 game tomorrow. Okay, talk to him. A 2020 game? Okay. Definitely a chance for her to assert herself back into that top spot of the Rookie of the Year race if she can have a big game tomorrow. At least 5? Okay. Respect. At least 5. Facts, Leroy. I could see her winning 8 and 10 years. They are set up for the long haul, man. South Carolina roster is stacked. As soon as those other players, as soon as Raven Johnson leaves, I mean, you got Malaysia for Wiley, Tessa Johnson. Joyce Edwards is good for probably 2 rings at least. She is generational. Joyce Edwards is incredible. If y'all haven't watched Joyce Edwards, I would recommend checking out some of her highlights before she gets to college. She is incredible. Will Martin and Clark play together on the All-Star team? Edward, welcome in, welcome in. If this is you guys' first time, make sure to mash that subscribe button. Stay up to date with all the latest and the greatest with the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. It's crazy, man. The All-Star team is definitely a popularity contest, but if they're going strictly by votes, man, Kate Martin and Clark definitely will be reunited. The WNBA may alienate conservatives because for a long time that wasn't their niche market. People will win 3 over the Chicago La. LOL, put it out there. The Chicago La. Oh, man. South Carolina is so nasty in a good, real way. Yeah. Yeah. They're ridiculous. Man, they going for win number 3. Uncle, she has to make a layup. Tessa Johnson, I love that girl game. I'm an epic fan of Tessa. Real spill, yeah. She can shoot that rock and she be locking up on defense. You got the right to remain silent. She be clamping. And she plays so much bigger, man. They had her guarding 3s, 4s, 2s, 1 last year. She plays all over the court. Please don't vote for Olympians as all-stars and vote for players that can actually beat the Olympians. Yeah, I want to see a good matchup. Yeah, I hate to admit it, but Tessa toasted the Iowa defense in the Natty. Yeah, she was letting that rock fly. She took over. It was Malaysia's turn in the SEC tournament, and then Tessa picked right up in the NCAA tournament. Yeah, she's been shooting 50% last few games. Dawn can get at least 4 more. Yeah, they're built for the long haul. We have not yet seen Caitlin Clark have a breakout game. She came from playing ultimate teamwork to play into ultimate selfish hot dog play. It's very hard to watch. Terrible coaching team. Yeah, they got to get Coach Sides out of there. They have a team that is built to win. They have talent. We've seen it. They've reeled off 4 straight, and unfortunately, they're probably going to end up saving Christy Sides' job. But they're definitely hindering the development of that group. Tina Powell is a solid shooter. Yeah, I'd say an elite shooter, man. She came in and transformed that team from being a lackluster shooting team. She turned that into a strength for them, man. Busted those zones wide open. I like to call Powell a zone breaker, a straight zone buster. Angel was 7 of 13 last game and had 18 rebounds. I'm just saying. And had 18 rebounds, guys. Check it out, Brandon. Whenever she is on the palace of the perimeter, Tessa is very efficient. Every time she puts up a shot, you expect a sweet swish. Yes. Yes. I love watching her shoot the basketball. She's got such a beautiful form, man. Angel versus Asia next Sky game. Ooh, heating up. Heating up. We got some really good matchups coming up. I think that game is on Tuesday. As long as the Fever win game, size job is back on lock like a nice car in the ghetto. RC, you got them bars tonight. You dropping the metaphors. Man. Yeah, they cooled down that hot seat because she's really not doing much. People have to understand Clark isn't going to come into the league playing like she did in college. W isn't built that way. Utilizing her vision and passer will set her up for as a better PG. Absolutely. I mean, NS went through the same thing. They went through the same thing. She went through the same thing. Just giving a little context. So last game against the Dallas Wings, Angel Reese did go off. Gotta give praise where it's due. Against Tierra McCowan, who's pretty solid at the forward spot. I mean, at the center spot. Like, McCowan's definitely no slouch. But she had 16 points, 3 assists, and 18 rebounds going up against the Dallas Wings, who are terrible, we know, but they're also battling a lot of injuries. Side job back on lock like a nice card to get. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That was hilarious. When you have 14 five-star McDonald's All-American South Carolina players, you should never lose a game. It's just impressive that they keep all these players together and get them to buy into the team and sacrifice those individual awards. We see players hopping in that transfer portal like nobody's business right now. South Carolina really hasn't lost a ton of transfers. Don really gets these players to buy in. What I like the most is we see all stages of Caitlin's evolution. She's not scared to hide who she is. Yeah, I think with all the praise and the criticism, both she stayed even keel. She's had her struggles. She's played through it, and she's kept the main thing, man. She's remained humble. So salute to Caitlin's professionalism. It's like taking a knife to a gunfight. Definitely never want to do that. Maddie's out 8 weeks. That left my soul partially distraught because she was rounding into form, getting the bulk of Saku's minutes. Yeah. Man, I hate injuries. I hate injuries. And there's been a lot of them in the WNBA this year, especially players finding their groove, getting into that rhythm just to be derailed by an injury. Sucks. Especially when they playing good basketball. Yeah, I feel you, RC. Big loss. Hate to see that. Bummed about that. Bummed about Cameron Brink. Like, so many injuries. 8 weeks is a long time. I think she needed some humbling, and it came out the gate. CC probably did need some humbling coming from a program where she was everything. Everything. Yeah. A lot of these players that are taken earlier getting drafted into these losing cultures when they're coming from, playing for championships. So it can definitely be tough. It can be an adjustment. And then, defenses were definitely scheming for her, and they played 5 games in 8 days. It was a tough stretch. It was definitely a humbling, to say the least. RC, I just give it straight up. I am an Iowa State Cyclone rooting for Caitlin Clark. She's one of the greatest of all time. You must put your ego aside and give credit to witnessing greatness. Speaking of greatness, Audi Crooks, Addie Brown next season. The Cyclones are going to be exciting. They did some good things in the transfer portal, too. Where do you think Paige will go? Where would you like to see her go? I think if Golden State gets the first pick, possibly there, but I would like to see her go to the Washington Mystics. If the Golden State gets the first pick, Kiki Raven is expected to be the top pick. So if she goes number one, and then Paige Beckers goes two. You get Della Don back. You get Aaliyah Edwards. You get Sykes. You get Austin. And you put a guard like Becker, a lead guard who can pass, who can score, who can rebound, that's just well-rounded, has great court vision, plays with good pace. I think her adjustment, because she's more of a true point guard, will be a lot smoother than Clark has been, especially with the turnovers. So I'd love to see her and Aaliyah Edwards team back up, man. I think the Mystics could definitely use the backcourt help. They don't really have a real playmaker right now. Now that the Fever are winning, Brandon, it looks like Celeste Taylor will never get off the bench unless it's garbage minutes. Sad but true. Her and Berger just rotting away. Saxton too, just rotting away. But like you said, RC, if it ain't broke, you can't fix it. They winning, so you can't really mess with it. 4 straight. Definitely have cooled that hot seat off for Christie. Yep, they have definitely cooled off that hot seat. Well, guys, we have been on stream for about 2 hours, rocking out. Before we get out of here, man, we definitely gonna be live again after the game tomorrow, so don't sweat it. We're gonna be right back here. I put out many videos today, so y'all definitely go check out the content. If it's your first time, hit that subscribe button. But y'all know I gotta give y'all's chance for any last predictions, hot takes. Give me the game predictions, score predictions, stat predictions, whatever hot takes you got, parting shots, fire them at me, chat. Let me hear them. Allergies kicking my tail. Yes, Dallas is a fast sinking ship. Dallas will probably get first pick. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle, but the Mystics definitely did just put the work to Dallas today. So maybe Enrique gets them a few more wins. It's going to be close. They're a game apart right now. Dallas wins and Chicago's got swap picks in 2025. Dallas could be lower than the Mystics. Could you imagine if Page goes to the Sky? The Sky needs some backcourt help too, man. The Sky needs some backcourt help. They need a playmaker. They don't have a true point guard. Kennedy Carter can score. Evans can score. You know what I'm saying? Mabry can score, but they don't really have a true point guard. It's okay. We got some predictions. We got some scores. Throw me them scores. Put them scores in. Put them scores in. Accent says Fever 81, Sky 72. RC says Fever 84, Sky 69. We gonna really piss off the Sky tomorrow. Okay, RC. You saying that defense gonna come to play. They hold him to 69. What does Caitlin Clark's stat line look like? What does Aaliyah Boston's stat line look like, guys? Does Clark get that first triple-double? Who has the better stat line, Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese tomorrow? Holler at me in the chat. Holler at me in the chat. Who has the better stat line tomorrow? Does Cardoso outplay Aaliyah Boston? Who has the better stat line tomorrow? Let me hear it. Let me hear it. 84-80 Sky? Okay. Okay, Unc got the Sky. That's the first Sky prediction. Chris, who you got? Unc got the Sky. Okay, okay, Chris, 93, 91 Sky. Another barner like the first game. If Dallas sinks, the Sky get their pick. I love it. Yeah, the Sky are in good position. They flipped them picks. They flipped them vets for them picks. I went to games last year to see Aaliyah Boston, Haley Jones, Maddie Singers play Brennan. And if this one thing I really dislike is the way we pay to see who we want to play, and it doesn't happen much. Yeah, man. Germa, Fever, 95, 88 Sky. You hated foul trouble, players getting injured, and you not being able to just coach's decision, them not playing. Clark, 17 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Okay. Caitlin has a bad game, only 9 points. Okay. Okay. We're expecting. So, Unc got Kennedy Carter locking up Caitlin Clark tomorrow. Okay. Final predictions, final stat lines, finals, parting shots. What we got? What we got? Caitlin 22, 6 and 7. Reese 15 and 14. Okay, Reese gets the double double. Caitlin has her one of her higher scoring outputs the last couple of games. 22 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. What's the over under on Clark's turnovers? Is she over 3 turnovers tomorrow? Reese 13 with 15 rebounds. Okay. Okay. So Reese is going to be an issue on the glass for Alyssa Smith as well as Aaliyah Boston. Teamy is supposed to come back. Final shots, final predictions, y'all. Now, I swear Dallas gets to swap picks if Chicago has the higher pick. Part of the Mabry trade. Okay. Okay. Hey, Chris, my God, I got you. I got you. I got you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. This would not be possible without any of y'all. Thank you for coming and sharing y'all's knowledge and using this platform to just chop it up about good hoops, man. I will see y'all tomorrow after the game. I've got some more content publishing tomorrow, but I'll put out a couple videos today for my college hoop fans and Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese speaking on the rivalry. We hear comments from both of them. So make sure y'all tune in, hit that subscribe button, the like button, and just stay rocking with me, man. I appreciate y'all so much. Accent says she will have 6 to 7 turnovers. Hey, man, I hope it's a good game. We will see. The Sky looking to avoid that 0-3 sweep. The Fever looking to win 5 straight and continue to ascend to those playoff rankings. we will see, man. I can't wait to see this game tomorrow. It's going to be must-watch TV. Appreciate y'all again. Much love. Until next time, that is a wrap from us. I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Y'all have a good night. I salute y'all.